This episode is special because I'm gonna share 10 Canva tips and tricks that are going to take your animations to the next level. Also, at the end, I'm gonna recommend another video with more Canva tricks that you are going to love. Hi, my name is Diana and I am a Canva verified expert. Welcome to our channel where you can learn everything about Canva. We have a series of videos with Canva tips and tricks on this channel and this is episode 11. Let's start with the Canva trick number 1. Let's come here to Canva and let me show you the cool trick that I want to teach you now. Pay attention to how this element is going to leave the page and how the second element is going to enter. Let me play. We're going to have a couple of elements appearing, and as you can see, we have the elements leaving the page rotating, and the element that is coming into the page comes also rotating. So this is the trick that I'm going to show you now. We're going to start from scratch. So let's go to canva.com to the home page, and then from here we are going to select video and then mobile video. On page number 1 we are going to simply add one element. I'm going to use the Canva library, so I'm going to elements and then let's go to graphics. I'm going to go under recently used, so let's go to see all. I already have here the elements that I want to use on this animation. Of course, you can use your own elements if you want to create a custom animation, or if you want to use exactly these same elements, you can use this code. Let me go to view collection. You can use the code here to find exactly these same illustrations. Okay, so page number 1, I'm gonna use this tiny cat in here, and then on page number 1 we are also going to add the second element appearing on the animation. This is the element that I want to see appearing next, and what we are going to do is to rotate it 45 degrees and then position this tiny corner on this lateral of the design. I'm making sure that we have a tiny section of this element on the page, but that it is a transparent section of the element. We don't see a leg, we don't see anything of the element, but it's still in here. Now we're going to duplicate this page, and now we're going to rotate this cat to minus 45 degrees. Then we are going to grab both elements and drag them to the side. We are now going to see a little corner of the first element, and then the second element we can rotate it back to 0. Position it in the middle of the screen, and then I'm going to continue doing exactly the same process for the following elements. So I'm going to bring the third element here, rotate it to 45 degrees, leave just a tiny corner in here on this page, and then duplicating the page, I'm going to grab these two elements and position on page 3 and move them to the side. Remember that we have to take this element here and rotate it to minus 45 degrees and leave just a tiny section here. Then leave this item to 0 degrees in the middle of the page, and you can continue this process if you want to see more elements appearing on your animation. You can also add a color or a texture to the background to make it more interesting. Now, next step would be to adjust the timing of these pages. I'm going to go for 1 seconds and make sure that it is applied to all 4 pages. Like this, we only have to adjust the timing 1 time, and we have all the pages in 1.5 seconds. Next step is to hover in between 2 pages, add transition, and then match and move. If you want, you can increase the duration of this transition so we can see more of this rotation on the screen. Next step is to click apply between all pages, and now we have this really cool trick happening on your animation. On trick number 2, I'm gonna teach you how to make elements float on your animation. Let me show you an example. This is what we are going to recreate. As you can see, these 3 elements are drifting or floating in space, moving to the right. Let's create this animation again from scratch. So let's go to the home page and then click video. This time I'm going to select video 1920 by 1080. Now let's find the elements to create this animation. First, we need an image of stars or galaxy. Let me go for galaxy and see what do we find in here. I'm gonna use this one. This is a pro image, but you can use a free image if you want. Let me go here. We actually have a free image in here, so let me add this one to the background, and then let's go to graphics. Now let me try to find a blurry gradient planet Earth. I'm gonna add this one. This one is a free element, so let me position this one somewhere here, and then another one, a duplicate of this element somewhere here in a smaller size. Then I'm going to find a 3D smiley Jupiter element. This one is the one I want to use on this animation. And then the last step is to bring this planet Earth in front of Jupiter. So let's go to position and click to front. Okay, we have these elements ready here, but they don't have any animation, they don't move. So we are going to select them all and then click on animate. The animation that I want to use in here, it's called drift. And as you can see, we have this animation ready. Now let me show you how this animation starts to look. As you can see, we have the elements drifting, they are floating in space, they are moving from the left to the right, and I believe this animation looks pretty amazing. Remember that we used only free elements in here and that the animation is also free to use. You can download this animation without any watermark, completely free. But if you have a Canva Pro account and want to take this animation a step forward, you can select these blue items, go again to animate, and scroll down all the way to motion effects. A little trick that I like to use is the wiggle effect. When you click here, you can have the wiggle effect completely free, but if you have a Canva Pro account, you can reduce the intensity. So I like to use the wiggle effect, but reducing the intensity. And as you can see, we have now the blue planets moving, they are floating, but they also have this tiny wiggle effect, which adds something extra to the animation. By the way, if you want to try Canva Pro for free, there is a free trial in the description. And I know this is too early to ask because we are only on tip number 2, but I wanted to know if you have learned something new with this video so far. If you're familiar with the animated elements in Canva or the stickers, you may have noticed that you cannot change the color to these elements. But there are actually some of these animated elements in Canva that you can change the color and customize it. So here's an example of an animated element that, as you can see, there isn't any color option to change the color. But this one, we actually have this color option, and I can change the color to this animation and use a branded color. Let me show you how to find these customizable animations. We're gonna go to elements, and from here type Lottie. Hit enter, go to graphics, and here you'll find a lot of animated elements, and when you click on any of them, you will see that you will be able to customize the colors of these elements. So let's say that I want to change the black color on this element to blue, and then this blue for a branded blue on our color palette, and so on. Let me go for all of these branded colors, and now I have this really cool animation customized with our brand branded colors. You can do it with these other elements that you see here on the screen. There are some of them that you won't be able to change the color to. For example, this animated element here, because this one was made from a picture, so it's different from a vector animation like this one. So let me show you. When I click on this element, we don't see the color here, but on this one we do see it, and we can change the color to these animated elements. Something interesting about these stickers or Lottie files is that you can really stretch them out and they won't lose definition. They will always look very crisp, and as you can see, the lines on these elements will look always very sharp. So I do suggest that you use the Lottie keyword under the graphics section to discover all of the elements that you can actually customize. Tip number 4 is to use these Lottie animations as creative and unique transitions and also as title scenes. Let's take this as an example. We have here 2 different pages. On the first page we see these 2 blue planets, and then on the second one we see Jupiter. But instead of having this non-animated transition, we see page 1 and then page 2, we are going to add a Lottie as this animated customized transition. For this, we are going to add a new page and put it in between these 2 pages. Let's go to elements, and remember that we already searched for Lottie. You're gonna go to graphics, and then from here you can select one of these animations, like for example this one that is a square animation, or this one that is a rectangle. Let me use this circular one. This one is covering the entire square. So I'm gonna click here, and then I'm going to stretch this animation so we cover the entire page. The next step is to customize the colors. So I'm going to scroll down to photo colors and use the colors of this element here. So on this one, I'm gonna use orange, and the yellow, I'm gonna use the yellow from our photo colors. And now this animation has custom colors. The next step would be to reduce the timing of this animation, and lastly we are going to add some transitions in between these pages and the Lottie file. So I'm gonna go for circle wipe because we already have this circular motion on the Lottie, and then I'm going to add another circle wipe on this transition. So let me go slowly. See this Lottie. I think this is looking good, but we can reduce this animation a tiny bit more, like this maybe. And lastly, on the second circle wipe, I'm leaving the direction to out. So now we have this really cool animated and customized transition in between page 1 and page 3. This is a pretty cool animated transition example, but if you want to make this transition into a title scene, simply extend the timing of this Lottie and add a text box to this title scene. So let's say that we want to talk about 3 different tips. So I'm going to add this text box here and say tip number 1. We can change the color to this text box and do something like this. On tip number 5, I'm going to show you a little trick to further customize these animated elements. Let's say that you want to add this animated element next to this text box, but when you add it, it doesn't quite fit. Even though if we stretch it out, it looks a little bit weird. It doesn't have the right placement. Even though I can rotate it, it doesn't look perfect to me. What you can do is to double click on your sticker and you can crop your animation. When I click done, I can now move this sticker here, and I'm gonna add this sticker again, double click, crop this section, and then hit done. Now I can position this sticker wherever I want, and I can also make it smaller, leave another section bigger, or I can simply just keep one tiny section of this animated sticker. If you have selected a Lottie sticker, you can also change the color if you want. And like this, you have a pretty unique animation. You can not only do this with Lottie stickers, you can do it with any kind of animated stickers. So let me go here, for example, to the stickers section, word stickers. And let's say that on this sticker, I only want to keep the word happy. I can simply double click again, crop this, and simply stay with the happy word. In Canva, you have really cool animated text like the one that you see on the screen right now, and I'm going to show you how to find it so you can use it on your own animations. As today, as I'm filming this video, you cannot simply type a text in Canva and create an animation as the one I showed you right now, but you can find text already animated in the Canva library. Let's go to Elements, go to Graphics, and from here search for this code. I'm gonna leave this code in the description so you can simply copy and paste it and then hit enter. You will find here a collection of animated stickers with text. I find these stickers super cool and they are all completely free to use. The only thing or the only downside is that you cannot change the color to these stickers, but I believe you can use them in a lot of different animations because they come in black and also in white. So what you can do is to change the color of your background to your branded color and then add these cool stickers to your design. And before we move to the next tip, I'm gonna give you another code so you can find another collection of animated stickers that I actually prefer. Let me show you these animations in here, and let me show you a couple of these stickers in here. This trick is pretty simple, but every time I teach it, I see some surprised faces. So let me show you what I'm talking about. We're gonna go to Elements, and from here, if you scroll down, you will see a section called Frames. From here, you will find a lot of different frames, and if you're familiar with Canva, you know that you can actually insert photos to these frames and crop the images into these different shapes. So let me add here another example like this heart, and then let me go to photos. You see that I'm just simply dragging an image into the frame and you have the image cropped. But what many of you don't know is that you can also insert videos. So if you see, I'm here in the videos section and I can drag videos to these frames. Let me add a color to this background so you can see that these videos have been cropped into these shapes and there is a transparent background behind these frames. And now let me know in the comments if you already knew that you can crop videos with frames. And now that you know how to use frames in Canva and that everyone knows that you can insert videos to these frames, I want to show you a super cool trick to create custom frames. We're gonna go to apps, and from here we are going to search for image to frame. Click on this thumbnail, and from here you can either upload an image or select one in your design. So let's say that I want to create a frame in the shape of cherries, because when I go to elements, let me go back to frames. When I search for cherry, I only have this option here, but I want to have a frame with two cherries. So let me go back to elements and search for cherry. hit enter, and from here we are going to photos. And I think I can actually use this photo as we have two cherries in one image. Now let me go back to image to frame, having this image selected, and then you can see that we have this button that says convert image to frame. In here we have to be careful because there is this line that says you will have a maximum of 4 free uses. I think this is the third time I'm gonna use this app, so I think this should work fine. Let me click on convert image to frame, and as you can see, after a couple of seconds I already have a custom frame. This one looks exactly as the image I selected. You can see here it has exactly the same shape, and now I can delete these two elements and remain with this custom made frame. Now let me go back to elements, and now that I have cherry on the search bar, I'm going to videos, and from here you can now insert any video to your frame. Now you know that you can create simple but also pretty advanced animations in Canva, but what about if you don't have the time or you don't want to spend an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours creating just one animation? In the Canva library, you can now find pretty amazing animations already made that you can customize and have something looking pretty professional in just a couple of clicks. I'm going to show you just a couple of examples here in Canva, but of course that you can find more of these in the library. Let's go to canva.com, to the homepage, and you are going to type this keyword on the search bar. Hit enter. These are advanced animations, but you can customize them really quick. Canva doesn't preview the full animation of all of these templates, so I do suggest that you hover on the animation to see the first frame or the first page of the animation, and then click so you can discover the other pages on these animations. This one contains only one page, so that's why you can see the full animation going on in here. But like for example on this one, we only see the first part of the animation. In here we see this cursor going to this button, and then we have this action of being subscribed, and then we see the hand going to the like and share button. I'm going to show you how to customize this animation here, which I find pretty cool. You can see here a conversation happening, and the only thing that you really need to change is this handle here, and if you want, the colors. So I'm going to customize this template. Remember that these templates are available to Canva Pro subscribers. You can see here the label, and remember that we have a Canva Pro free trial in the description in case that you are using a Canva free and cannot access these templates. I have a Canva Pro, so I can click on customize this template, and from here you can see the full animation. We even have sound effects. And as I already mentioned, the only thing that you really need to change in here is the handle. So let's say that I want to change this one to Team Rondi, and then I need to go again to page 5 and change it in here one more time. So Team Rondi, and that's it. You already have a complex animation already made with your own handle. If you want to customize this animation a little bit further, you can click on any of the text boxes, select your branded font, and then click change all. And now you can see that all of the text boxes on this animation have my branded font. And if you want to go another step further, you can do the same to change the colors. So let's say that I want to use our branded colors on this animation. I'm going to click on the background and then go to this color icon, and this time I'm going to use a branded blue and click change all. I'm going to do the same for this green color and change it for a branded green, and do the same for the following colors. And that's it. I think it took me about 1 to 3 minutes maximum to customize this animation. Now it has our branded font and colors. And now that you know that there are these pretty amazing animated templates in Canva, I'm going to show you a tool to really go deep into this library and find unique animated templates. And if you didn't know, every template in Canva is attached to a Canva profile. When you scroll down on any of these search result pages, you will see a profile picture next to the name of the template. When you click here, you will be taken to a Canva profile. And then when you scroll down, you will see this filter. When you open this drop-down menu, you will see a lot of different categories. And if you want to find these animated templates, go to video, and then you can select any of these categories. Of course, you will select one that will go better with the project that you want to create. Let's say that I want to create a mobile video. I'm gonna click here, and as you can see, now we can filter the templates on this profile by mobile video, and like this you can discover a lot of different animated templates. And if you want to find more templates like the one I showed you in the last tip, you can go to canva.com/DianaMunoz and then scroll down, follow the same steps. You can go to category, video, and then select any of these options. I do suggest that you go to mobile video because we have more animated templates in here, and then you can simply scroll down, hover on any of these templates, or you can also click on the template to preview the other pages. And then if you see a template that you like, remember that you can open it by clicking on customize this template. Please do let me know in the comments how many of these tricks you learned today and how many you already knew. Also, it's pretty important for us to know if you enjoy this kind of content. If you do, please leave us a thumbs up, and if you want to learn something completely different, also let us know in the comments. I'm gonna leave here the link to my Canva profile where we publish new Canva templates every week, and here's the video with more Canva tips and tricks that you are going to love. I think that's it for this tutorial, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!